Every time somebody complains that they were surprised by something or sideswiped by something, I ask them truly, do you think you'd be a happy person if absolutely everything in your life went perfectly all of the time? You never had any problems ever, and you got what you want without effort, without work, without trying, without concern, without worry, without anxiety. You just got to live in this utopia. Do you think you'd be a happy, contented person? Does anyone who's come anywhere close to that end up a mess? So clearly it doesn't make them happy. Do you think you'd actually be happy without your problems? The truth to life is you're happy when you solve problems. And if you need to solve problems to be happy, you need problems in the first place. So perhaps be a little bit more thankful for the problems you do have, especially if there's something asinine and mundane, especially if you haven't lost your arm. You now get the dopamine and the satisfaction of solving a problem. And until that problem is solved, are you really suffering? No. Problems are fantastic. Problems are the seeds that happiness grows from. I have had a very painful life. I still think to a degree I do, but I can't imagine living any other way. I can't imagine living in this idea, this utopian ha-ha hedonism. It's degenerate. I think the only thing you can do that's not degenerate is usually be fighting a battle or solving a problem. Is my life difficult?
Yeah.
Am I complaining about that? No. In fact, I'd hate for it to be any other way. I really believe God's given me one of the best lives, and I can't complain about anything bad that's happened. It's all been fantastic. I'm truly thankful for all. I think if a couple bad things happen to you, you should be intelligent enough to realize that eventually you're going to get over it, and you're going to learn an important lesson. It's going to change you in the correct direction. And Allah is the best of planners, and He knows what you need to learn. I think that as humans, especially as men, we only learn the hard way anyway. You have to learn the hard way. So God gives us lessons via difficulty. He thinks you need to learn this about yourself or this about other people. So I'm going to give you a difficult time so you can learn your lesson. Because if I told you, if I just said, hey, this is how the world works, you go, yeah. But when I show you when you feel it, my fight coach used to say, you have to feel it to believe it. So God will give you a difficult time so you learn your lessons. And the lessons are very important for you to be the person who you need to be in this life. He's the best of planners, and I'm thankful for all the lessons He's given me. He's bestowed knowledge upon me. How could I not be grateful to God for making me so intelligent and wise, and the ability to look into things so deeply and come up to the right decision and basically predict the future perfectly? How did I know how the world works? You have to have difficulty happening to you all the time. So when you sit and say, I want an easy life, what you're saying is you're a dummy. You want to stay a dummy. I want an easy life, and I don't want anything bad to happen to me, because even though it will teach me lessons, I'm too big of I can't handle the emotional pain. So you want to stay a dumb boss. I don't want to be a dummy. I want to be smart. If I want to be smart, it doesn't hurt me. All of the wisdom I have, all of this knowledge I speak, all of these things I say have been learned through basically difficulty of life. All of my lessons have been bad things, bad events, bad scenarios, bad situations, pain, suffering, resentment. All of these horrible emotions are how I've learned everything. So I thank God for giving them to me. And anyone who wants an easy life wants to stay a dummy. When bad things happen to me, I just kind of enjoy it. Perhaps my whole life is not about trying to find comfort. It's trying to find challenges, and it's trying to find stories. Once you understand all of the bad things and good things that come into your life are a perfect plan from God Himself, you're going to be a lot less affected by the bad things. If something bad happens to you, it's part of God's plan. He knows what He's doing. In the end, you're going to be happy it happened. I often ask people, is there anything bad that's happened to you in the past at the time you were distraught about that you now wish didn't even happen? Right? If you know in a year from now you'll be glad it happened, Why be upset about it happening now? You have to be cerebral enough about things. And I think if you take these approaches, it's pretty easy to be a happy, contented, balanced person. I don't think there's any serious magic to happiness. I think it's a choice, and it's pretty easy to do. I have a far more difficult life than most people who are less happy than I am. And people say, oh, well, you're happy because you're rich. No, I'm rich because I'm happy. Because if I wasn't capable of dealing with all of this stress, all this garbage, if I couldn't deal with all this, I wouldn't be able to make money. So I'm not happy because I'm rich. I'm rich because I can stay happy irregardless of the things that happen to me. And I can do that because I can control my own mind. I decide when I'm happy and I smile and the chemicals are released in my brain. I still have control over my innate technology given to me by God, and I'm happy. You often find that people who are struggling but know exactly what they're supposed to do. If they're getting up every day and they're grinding and they're working hard and they don't have what they want yet, but they believe they're going to get it and they're trying their very best and they're dedicating themselves, they're very happy. Perhaps the people who were born with a trust fund and unlimited money and have no struggles in their life and they have no objectives to try and conquer are truly the visible ones. I was sent a study about stress from somebody. It's probably the best study I ever read, and it's talked about the placebo effect of stress, and it said that there they took some of the most stressed people in the world. And the ones who believed that stress was really bad for them were dying earlier because of the cortisol inside of their blood, and they said stress was really bad for them. They were having heart attacks. But the ones who believed that stress was good for them, and it made them perform, I perform under pressure. Stress is good for me. They were living longer. So the same drug inside of their blood, how they framed it inside of their mind had different effects on their body. I knew it was the right way to think innately because I've done pretty good in life that way. But this confirmed it. Every time I feel stressed or under pressure, I get excited. It's how you look at the problems and how you use them to fuel you. What's the problem for the average man today? What's the biggest problem? I think there's a whole host of problems. But what you have to do is frame it inside of your mind and understand that all of those problems are going to allow you, give you the fuel and the unlimited motivation that you need to become a successful and beautiful individual if you frame it in the right way. If you take a man and give him a life shielded from problems that he never has any need to face, I guarantee you he's terrible at being a man. So the best thing you can do as a man is look and go, okay, this is hard. This is hard. This is hard. This is hard. I feel negative because these are all so difficult. I'm struggling with X, Y, Z. Let me internalize all of that and turn it into a superpower. And if you truly hate it being in the position you were in, you wouldn't be there very long. People think when bad things happen to them that somehow they're a victim to the universe and bad things only happen to me and this is so terrible. They don't understand that bad things happen to everybody. And the most successful person, had all those probably maybe even worse. At least the same bad things happened to them. They've just framed it differently and used it. So I don't pray for an easy life. You're supposed to suffer. And the best men are the ones who suffered the most. I wouldn't be top G if I didn't suffer more than anyone else. Because you're not what happens to you. You are how you react to it. Lots of people are going through the world trying to get experiences, but they're so obsessed with getting the positive experiences that they never really experience life at all. People go through life and they say, I want to make money on a crypto coin. I want to get rich and then I want to get a beautiful girlfriend. I want to go on a boat in Miami and all this positive. But there's no light without dark. If you have not experienced true misery and pain, you'll never ever be happy. Is there a purpose without pain in it? Is there pride without pain involved? I mean, if you avoid pain, you avoid everything important. You avoid all risk, right? And risk is a prerequisite to significance. If you're in a video game and you're walking down the hallway and there's nothing in the way, you're like, what's going on? But if you're walking down the hallway and there's all the bad guys, you're like, I'm getting there. If you want to be proud of yourself and you want to be important and you want to do significant things and you want to matter in this world, then pain is a huge part of it. So why not become accustomed to something that is unavoidable? If war is forever, get good at fighting. Pain in life is very unavoidable. That's why I find it amazing that people have such a problem with it or struggle with it. Like, you are either going to die before everyone you love gets to see you at your mattress, or everyone you love is going to die. Like, my strongest bond is with my brother. My worst nightmare is coming. One of us dies. 100%, that'll be the worst day of either of our lives. The day that happens, it is 100% guaranteed to happen. Like, all the bad days are coming, guaranteed. They're written. That's what's amazing to me when people are sitting around like, oh, I don't want to be stressed. I can't deal with pain. But it's guaranteed. If it's guaranteed, why not become comfortable with it? So, why do I smile with the idea of being in pain? Because I'm going to be in pain my entire life. I may as well get used to it. How pathetic would it be to try and go through lives trying not to feel sad? I don't want to be sad in my life, knowing that you're guaranteed to be sad at least 30% of the time. You're trying to avoid the unavoidable. It's like an ostrich putting his head in the sand. It's pathetic. I think that's a better way. My life is at a very interesting juncture right now. I can either continue to be one of the most famous men on the planet and fade into lifestyle content and just enjoy my life and have a bunch of kids. I can run for political office and become one of the most important people on the planet politically. Or I can end up banged up for 20 years. I don't mind the last option. I'm not scared of it. I'm not worried about it because that's what life is. All great men are made of pain. Men who have never struggled, you can't trust. Men who have never struggled, you shouldn't even be friends with. You shouldn't be business partners with them. Men who have never had to deal with any kind of hardship are toxic. They are dangerous. If you look at any kind of man of capability and stature, he's absolutely made of pain. This is why women love scars, because it shows that he's lived through something. So, absolutely, I'm made of pain. All of my best lessons have come from a painful place. My life has been a painful life. I'm extremely grateful for that. I'm extremely blessed to have endured all of the difficult things I've endured. Because what's worse than going through the things I've been through is going through nothing and being a limp, wristed piece of like all these other dudes out there. I can't thank God enough for every bad thing that's ever happened to me. And the men who are not made of pain are the exact kind of man that everybody out there should avoid. I will tell you something about betrayal. I think more kings have lost their kingdoms to treacherous behavior and betrayal than they have to enemy action. And I will say that weak people will always betray you in the end, because weak people simply do not have the capability to resist for long enough to avoid the betrayal. So I don't really blame these people for doing what they did. But I will say there are certain warning signs that you can see in people that make it very easy to understand if they would betray you or not. If I'm with a guy and he complains he's hungry and there's no food, and I say, well, there's no food yet. We'll eat later. And then he spends the next 3 hours bitching about being hungry. I get a red flag. That's weakness. That signals to me I don't like it. If I see dudes who are desperate to get laid all the time, desperate for women, that's an even bigger warning sign, because a starving man will do anything for food. When men are desperate for women or desperate to get laid all the time, that's the guy who tries to talk to your ex. That's the guy who tries to talk to girls. Those guys, I don't like those kind of people. Anyone who's desperate for anything, anyone who shows a lack of emotional regulation, anyone who shows a lack of physical control, I don't like fat people because they have no self-control. You have no self-control and you have no discipline. You have no motivation, no determination. That's clear. So, I don't like you. So I would argue like a man who's obese and physically unattractive. If my ex, who's a 10, were to come on to him primarily because she wants to upset me, he's more likely to betray me because he doesn't get attention from those kind of women as opposed to a man who gets attention from those kind of women all the time. He's less likely to damage a friendship for something which is so common. I'm in a fortunate situation because yes, I can be betrayed, but also I'm very valuable to the people I know. I'm very valuable. Knowing Andrew Tate on a first name basis and being able to call his phone is an extremely valuable thing. You can make a lot of money, get a lot of status, great things happen. So people don't really want to betray me because they're going to lose a lot. But if you're a normal person betraying you, they don't even lose anything. If you're a normal guy and your ex comes onto your friend, the reason your friend's going to your ex is because that is worth more than your friendship. You don't make any money with the guy and you can't teach him anything. You sit around, talk about football, and now some appear. So, guess what? Just someone else will talk about football all day long, and that's it. I get this question all the time. I just want to seg. People say to me, my friends suck with my ex. What should I do? And the answer is that you deserved it. Because if you're hanging around with those kind of people, you're probably a loser. Losers flock together. It's just loser life. This loser, none of my exes can talk to my friend. It's impossible because I'm not a loser. But losers hang with losers and loser happens. When a man goes to me, I don't have motivation. Part of me starts to dislike him because I feel like he's a loser and he has a duty to his bloodline and to the people around him to have as much money and capability as possible. Like I said, I was loved with discipline. That's why I talk the way I talk. If you lack motivation, then you're a loser. And I'm telling you because I care about you enough to try and make you be a better version of yourself. If I'm waking up every day with hundreds of millions of dollars concerned that I don't have enough money, power, and influence to take care of the people I love, you certainly should feel the same. You should be trying anything it takes to try and win. How can you be so arrogant and so complacent to sit as the insignificant nobody you are with the no money that you have and believe that you've done enough for the people you love? If I don't believe I've done enough, who are you as a nobody to sit there and go, I don't need to work any harder? I lack motivation because you're broken, unimportant, and stupid. And it angers me that you don't feel this duty to the universe and duty for the people you care about. I was not happy on the Bugatti day like the average is happy when they hear Dua Lipa repeat a song for the 55,000th time. Because these people are low IQ losers. And then they sit and wonder why they fail at life. You are being emotionally manipulated and becoming hyper excited about a song you have already heard because you're standing in a crowd amongst other peasants. You deserve to fail. If I were to hire a member of staff and look on his Instagram and see him at a festival, I would instantly fire him. If I see a woman who I'm dating and I see her Instagram and see she's at a festival, I would dump her because I know she's a what kind of woman wants to be surrounded by thousands of sweaty men. These people suck. They're scumbags. So when I collected the Bugatti, I felt less happy than most feel when they do, but I kind of feel like I deserve all the things I have. So it's not like, wow, look what I have. It's duh, of course. It's not, oh my God, look what I've managed to achieve. It's of course I have these things, duh. I'm Andrew Tate. It's not amazing because it's very much like, well, duh. It was, well, the Bugatti is the best car on the planet, and I'm me, so of course I have it. Who would have won if not me? So it was just very much like, yeah, I collected the Bugatti and I drove it home, and I continue with my work.